Hello, this is Michael from Blue Gem Tarot. I figured it's finally time to create another reading for the channel, and I will be delving into what is your reputation. Um, Seeing as how this topic is very successful for my channel, I think I will be creating subdivisions in it, meaning that not only I will address your reputation in general, I will as well look into the good and the bad reputation. It will come from all times, meaning it can come from past situations, it can be about some past versions of yourself, but mainly I will focus on the present, your reputation in the present moment. I wanted to look as well into your haters in this reputation setup reading, and as well your supporters or your lovers or your fans, really. And the last subdivision for this reading is going to talk about the evolution of your reputation. So this will pertain to the future aspect of your reputation, how it will evolve, whether it will go into a good or a bad direction. Or I think this position as well will contain some knowledge, insight into how you should go about building your reputation in your specific situation. For this reading, we have four piles. Pile number one has a white or transparent crystal. Pile number two has a dark blue crystal. Third pile has pink crystal. Fourth pile has a light blue crystal. Um, be attentive to pick your pile and see whether the description of the first card more or less describes you. If it doesn't, then perhaps this is not your pile or your reading, but don't try to make it fit. Let's begin with pile number one. Hello and welcome, pile number one. You chose the clear crystal. I want to say I took some time and wrote down every insight I got from your pile. I'll do with the rest the same thing. But I wanted to say that this pile strikes me as one who is really in for the good reputation, because when you look at the first pile, you really have a lot to say about the topic of the reputation, because I feel like in this case we have an individual who really needed this reading, you know. It's quite interesting. You have the Alchemist card. That will be the overall energy for your reputation. I wrote in here overall good and balanced reputation. You can be highly esteemed, known, as well as very experienced. Why am I saying that? Is because the alchemist is someone who has been through a lot. The alchemist people, especially in the reputation category, are those who are not new to life and who is able to go through life challenges and actually transform and assign positive meaning to their experience, you know. And therefore in this case we have someone who is very well like capable or being very efficient at that. I wrote in here as well, because the card says like balance, invention, and destruction. I wrote in here creation and destruction. That means you have created your identity, you have destroyed your identity when it was needed, like destruction, creation of self. And in reputation key of the question, it means that people see that you are very multi-layered or multifaceted, and that you really know yourself. I wrote in here as well, knowing yourself. Interesting, because you got the Surgeon card, the King of Swords, and the Storm card. That means to me, or meant for this reading, that you have your rough, sharp edges when necessary, and you're not all that like puffy or, you know, soft when the time needs for you to be really like strong and even sharp with some people. So we have this like balance of qualities, and people like this is what people see, so you have to be aware of that. As well, I wrote in here, don't touch me type of energy, because of the surgeon, of course. But these people, like I'm talking about you, obviously, it's like very straight on point type of people, even sometimes too much like on point, maybe too straightforward, or capable of digging into the truth. That's the type of energy I'm picking on. Um, I wrote in here could have an audience or has a line of followers with good reputation. A content creation, blogger, because of the blog card, of course, and sick list. Like, I feel this is not something new for this pile to have a line of followers, and I would not be surprised if even this aspect of the reading doesn't quite like surprise you, because it's like something of a muscle you have been working at. And it's a good type of reputation, meaning that like you are known for creating good stuff. With the Surgeon and the King of Swords reversed, sharp mind, sharp character, straight on point. That's what I just said. Can be conflictual. This is not bad. I want to say this is a very balanced quality for you. Can be conflictual if necessary or if the situation is dire. So this is good. Very skilled, talented, experienced. It's interesting because your reputation is like both good and bad, but still it's highly thought of. That means even your enemies respect you. You can be also an order type of person, discipline and rigor. This comes from the last like three swords I wanted to say. Could be that you went through a lot actually. Surgeon, Storm, and King of Swords. Um, okay, where was I? Intense, concentrated, opinionated, strong will and character. This is what people see basically. Don't mess with me. I know how to handle people. You could be someone who has this ability to basically pick your character and in a very like authentic and actually like appropriate way, because we have people who manipulate. Mess with me and find out. That's what I wrote in here. That gave me the energy as well. Roses have thorns, as well as something about your pile, like about your reputation, actually. And many in here are very, very much self-aware or into self-awareness work. If not that, then you are either starting it or you are into psychology or intertwined, really. Grape, I wanted to say, okay. Great grasp over identity. That means you are very, you know who you are, really. Also skilled, refined in many ways, strong sense of self, has a very good image, self-image, it could be even image, by the way, and a good influence on people. Very, very refined, good person, pleasant interaction. People have had and still have like very good interactions with you. And I want to say like it's emphasized that people see you as a very um, someone who has integrity. That's what I felt. I will get back to this message in the other cards which I saw as well. Um, with a sick list, I wanted to say that you could have been through cycles, repetitive challenges, multiple layers of self being revealed to you and studied, and you brought them to resolution. That means you must have had experiences that brought about like maturity and change in your personality, and people can feel that, consciously or not. This also speaks to me of a character who is, or if you are young, then that means that you have a lot of experience, and it's not quite common for people to be that young and that much aware of the self. That's like kind of wise beyond their years, that the kind of energy basically has been through a lot. Yeah, that sums it up really well. Okay, the next section for this reading is going to talk about the good reputation. Okay, um, this is by far fascinating to me because we have some very like not contradictory, but you could say even opposite to the what I said in the like sharp or conflictual type of energy, because we have in here has sweet, sensitive, and very soft spots for the people they feel safe with and with whom they can trust actually. Rich inner world. Knight of Cups, really imaginative, creative, vast and infinite inner beauty. That means we have the people who have a lot of things to say, really. You can create, you can write, you can paint, really, because of the vastness or because of this richness that comes from within. I can feel a very strong potential for expression, and for very like quality and depth oriented type of expression. Okay, this, like all of these positives, they shine through when you feel like the people are deserving of that and they prove themselves worthy. And I think this is like quite discerning of you, and it's quite like natural and appropriate to have this approach to people, because you cannot open to absolutely everyone. It wouldn't be like quite wise, or there would be like consequences. But yeah, selective people. Um, Being selective with people with what you share, people loving your unique energy, vibe, or style, refinement. Also, it came to me that this pile can have both physical beauty, but when people like love it and when they appreciate it, they like step closer, and then they realize that you have both sides. Even the inside world is just as beautiful as the outside is. This is the fortunate example of both being balanced enough, because sometimes I've heard like people finding one or the other, like in situations or whatever, like someone being not universally as accepted as beautiful, which I can question, but okay, not for this reading, but saying that they have charisma, for example. It's quite interesting that we have a very good balance in here, and it's like very like unique features, or very like um, aesthetically pleasing. So I don't think you have issues with your image, or if you have, it could be that you don't realize that they were psychologically induced. Okay, that was much for this part, but with the justice reversed, I wanted to say that you feel to me like you're someone with a good reputation. Question: someone who is seen as very honest, straight to the point, or straightforward, sincere, equal exchange of value, fair, and likes trust and honesty in people. And I feel like you nurture and cultivate that in your relationship with yourself and with people around you. Um, Believer and follower of karma, and generating good karma. Interesting, because that is something that is in the good type of reputation, but it's like more deep or hidden, people, or you wouldn't want for everyone to know that. Fair, conscious, and specifically conscience. It's like that feeling, that inner voice that says what's right and what's wrong in a good way, and it prevents you from doing wrong decisions and behaving in wrong ways with people. And people see you as very self-conscious, yeah, like really honest with yourself and with people around you, and holding yourselves to really like high, at times really high, too high of a moral standard, where you can even self-sabotage. Yeah, that's because it's in reverse. Once you feel okay, once you let someone in, they are seeing a completely new perspective on the side of you. So it could mean that you let people in and you are more sensitive, like you let off the actual rough personalities in here, likable, relatable, rich personality, astounding, standoffish qualities of character, keeps and nourishes good relationships, fights for their friends, and is very loyal. Not airy fairy. That's something about this pile that comes through as being very serious, by the way. Interesting. Innocent, creative, inner child sensitivity, love, spontaneity, joyfulness, and really an artist. Like that was the feeling I got, or this is how people see you, really. Like they see you as being like having the qualities of your inner child intact, or being quite joyful as a child, really good ones. Like it's a balance between good, oh my God, good and bad. No, it's a balance between sharp, maybe rough sides of personalities, and really good sides or gentle sides, because we're all like a mix of qualities that we have to constantly balance, beyond good or bad, actually. I don't know why it skips always, but yeah, it's strange. Okay, for the fans, lovers, and friends, and who these people are, and basically these are the people who create your good reputation. You have Sentinel, um, Miser, and the Scholar, reversed. The Sentinel, it feels like it says determination and certainty. I feel like these are people who are long-term types of relationship into your life. They are really trusty. They are quite protective over you, actually. You have a lot of people who are ready to like give their life for you, something along the lines of like strong, very strong like loyalty that's coming from and these people, and these are not like recent friends. This could be like relationships from a distant past, and these relationships are like bulletproof. Maybe there are not as many, but I feel like there is someone in here who wants to really protect you. Could be as well authoritative people, and a lot of respect coming from them as well. With the Miser card, I feel like, and the Scholar, talking about the past message I got was you having an audience. I feel like you are helping a lot of people. I feel like you are providing a lot of insight, or people look up to you for insight or for knowledge or wisdom. And many are grateful for your knowledge or the impact or the influence and positive change you bring into their life. People benefiting from your insight. Lots of people appreciate, lots of people actually are benefiting from your insight. People appreciating the knowledge you bring and the massive insight knowledge. Okay, that's quite interesting because I feel like you're providing a lot of value to people, whatever it is that you're creating. In this case, it feels to me like it's making a huge change or impact, or it's building characters, or it's changing the bad paradigms that people were maybe building unconsciously because of the society, maybe parents, whatever. Like it feels to me like it's a psychologist type of work, strangely enough, but yeah, it doesn't have to be. Okay, and interestingly enough, we'll go into the bad reputation. Now, this is very interesting. I'll not hang about too much on this one, but still, some people see you as being weird. Some people like very strongly misunderstand you, and there is a lingering energy of being misunderstood. You are being seen as different, a black sheep, someone who people would point their finger at in a very like annoying way because they don't understand what you're made of. It's like they do not comprehend the deep quality or the depth of your character, and they are like judging. I see gossip. I would see someone calling you, like as I said, the weirdo, whatever. This is quite like, I think it's not as significant, but it's like people being very superficial or ignorant, and they are not capable of grasping what or who you are, really. Some people with the Page of Cups would see you as being overly emotional or pointlessly emotional. This is as well like kind of BS to me, but yeah, I guess it was important for some to know about these false life priorities. People think that you have some very strange priorities in life, and yeah, heavily misunderstood. Um, Too emotional can be as well inside of their world or inside their head, or people would see that you are too self-centered, whatever. That's the energy I got. Even like this is more so their perception. This doesn't have to be yours, but it's strangely enough coming into this reading like as the bad rep. But really, I don't agree, because you have to go deep inside of you. You have to be concerned with your own self-awareness, with your own world. And then it kind of cascades into the effect that you are more present with people as a result. Nobody knows what you are or who you are. Maybe people see you as being unproductive a lot. And with a strength card, like I want to say this is so funny. Strength card They see all of that, but still many of them are envying you for what you are doing, for what you are, you know? It's something of a feeling that gets people to be very intrigued about you, where people envy you for knowing that much, or they can't quite understand why you know so much, you know? They have a lot of superficial assessments that's coming from them, people not seeing you for what or who you are truly. Yeah, that was very interesting, honestly. Like, I think delving into that is not quite as pleasant, but it's still something interesting to look at because it reveals the superficiality that people have. Yeah. For the haters, by the way, you have the champion, the captain, and the adventurer reversed. Prideful, commanding people, ego based people. Captains, power hungry narcissists. The people who are your haters, interestingly enough, are people from some sort of hierarchy, or people who are like the gang leaders, or the people who are like the popular type of demographic, you know, those who would want to impose their power or dominance, like bullies, for example, you know, and they kind of like envy your power in here. Could be as well that you have some perfectionistic people with high standards on themselves, and they're imposing these upon you and hating you as a result. Overachievers, productive people, like ego, material based people as well. Capitalistic people, that's also like from the same group. As well as interesting narrow minded people. Like a lot of narrow minded people hate on you because they don't comprehend what's happening, they don't comprehend who you are. Unexperienced or low type of superficial type of people. So these are the ones, you know, there are the demographic which we don't have to hate on them. Like, I honestly don't like hating on these people, but their judgment is quite limited because they see as much as they can, but that's not a lot. And usually they come into a lot of misconceptions and projections, and it's that kind of demographic who hates on you. I wanted to go into the aspect of the progression or the evolution of your reputation, and I want to say I'm a bearer of very good news because you have the Pilgrim, the Fearless, and the Smooth. The Pilgrim is a card of very slow but very steady and quite positive growth. One which you can actually trace, one you can actually see and predict. That means your reputation will only get better in this case, and with the smooth is going to happen in a very like slow pace, but a very steady and, as I said, predictable one. The fearless, it's as if you're going to in time care even less with what people are going to say about you, and it's not even going to concern you as much. It's a great thing that I see a lot of people discovering who you are. I see a lot of people finally understanding who you are, and I'll also see increase in your like supporters, and it's like truly like a medal of sorts, or it's like achievement which you deserved, because the good type of reputation you'll get will be from word of mouth. You know, it's like as if the positive influence is going to, in and of itself, talk good things about you. And I feel like slowly but surely you're going to attract a lot of people if you haven't already, by the way. And in time, it's going to be like a very sweet memory or a very sweet reminder to people that you positively touched their life, you positively showed yourself into their life, and made a change, made a lasting and a very precious change. So if you're doing a content creation of sorts, if you're creating stuff for people, or if you're helping people actively, this pile, I want to say that a lot of is going to like depend on that quality, and a lot of people are going to know about it, and a lot of them are going to be grateful for it. But it's as well going to be a silent recognition. So it's as if not everyone is going to be capable of fully expressing their gratitude, but still it's going to be there, and you're going to be quite content and happy about it. So this it's a really good one. And I feel like as well the bad rap or the haters are going to fade. They're going to fade in the background because the positivity for this reading is going to overflow and discredit, the bad stuff, which is quite like strangely and truly a perception of theirs, which has little relevance in this case. Usually we would explore the shadows, or we would try to at least hear them out, but when it's getting toxic, you really don't have a lot of tolerance for that. So I guess in this case, I don't think your pile has to focus too much on the negative rep. I guess you should be only aware of it and that it exists, and what kind of bad rep, and how you can counteract it if it is really necessary in the first place. So that was all pile number one. I really hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the future. Take care. Hello, pile number two. You chose the dark blue crystal. Let's see what's your overall reputation. You have the main card, which is the archer. Says biding your time and planning ahead. So for this pile overall, I wrote in here mastermind, planner, observer, silent judge, building up in silence. So this is about your reputation. This is how people see you, or how they perceive you in general, and basically the assessment that comes with it. Um, Enjoying the fruits of your labor, that really comes well with the idea of you planning ahead and working on your goals like in silence, but being very steady about it. It's like the archer card is like a very determinate card for me, and in the reputation key of the reading, it's like you are very precise and very like intentional when it comes to creating something you want, and it's as if people kind of sense, see, recognize, and really like that about you. um, a person true to their words and intent. Also, something about this pile was striking because it felt to me like there could be delays in your life, or it's as if people misjudge you because it takes longer, like a longer period of time for you to really blossom. But it's all coming down to quality over like quantity, and people heavily misjudge the pile number two. Um, for some reason, it could be as well that this pile is being seen as vengeful. I don't know why I picked that up, but I guess it was necessary for me to write down. Precise, silent but deadly. So it could be that, you remember well things, and as well, like, I feel like this pile is very deep in the challenges that they went through and what they built as a result of them. Organizer. This could be the case where people can sense that you are not a regular type of person, meaning that you like to build things up. And even though, as I said, it takes time, in the end, it's like you approaching life in a very like thorough and organized and attentive to details type of thing. You know, some people actually perceive and know that you've got plans, opinions, and disagreements. Like some people might be perceptive enough to read you actually, and see that while you can be very silent and you don't reveal everything, it feels to me like some are able to see that you are like you've got more than you actually show. So you're not that type of person who shows everything to the world, and you'd like to keep your cards hidden, basically. I also wrote in here holding on to disagreements, but in silence. I got that because I saw the Five of Wands. This is in reverse. That means like you are not someone who wastes their time over like meaningless conflicts, and you'd rather invest that energy into something more constructive, even though some people would see that as a disadvantage or something that they judge really, but that's not on our account. You know, um, silent planner, future vision. You could also be a visionary, or people know you as being a visionary. Organizational, clean, orderly. That's also about you. I saw this pile as being very calm and collected, observant as well, can be also intuitive, sees or is capable of tracing patterns this very well. Like, this is a good one. And I see a lot of people really not knowing who you are. Like, that's, to be honest, something I felt about this pile. Can also be the psychologist friend, or you can know things that can help people, okay? You can also be, or people perceive you as being introverted at times, inside their own world, reflective, self-reflective, providing good and sound advice, you know. Now, interestingly enough, you have the mirror card. I wrote in here determined as well. I think I said that, but yeah. Mirror is like the card which says, or you say that I will treat you in the way you treat me. It's like an equal exchange where some relationships become mirrors. So you would like to treat people the way they treat you, or what you give that you receive type of thing, or mentality when it comes to people interaction, you know. Also, people can see their triggers in you, and you mirror them a lot actually. Because of that, it's a feeling as if, you know, it's not quite about your reputation, because people see what they can see, or people see what they would like to see. And it's like um, some people have a very unclear perception over you because they're projecting a lot, and this will come like really in handy when it comes to the bad rep that I have created. Like, I have created a section for that in the reading, and I'll be explaining it to you because you're a big mirror for people, you know. Lots of projection happening from them. People can't quite assess you justly, having many personalities and roles, okay? With the positive reputation section, we have the Empress in reverse, and when this card shows itself up, I felt like you could be a nurturer, but sometimes it's to your own detriment, and people remember and know you as someone who's able or is willing to give their like last energy, but for this energy to go into something constructive when it comes to your loved ones and people you care about. Sometimes too nurturing or over caring for the people they love, attaching and hanging on to their friends, working on their relationship, giving a lot to the point of exhaustion, but being very loyal at the same time. I want to say Four of Pentacles, like you keep people very close, long-term oriented when it comes to keeping relationships and keeping them stable as well. So this is like not that type of energy where, you know, people exchange relationships, or if they don't like something, they easily give up on it. No, it feels to me like in this case, you are someone who is capable of, you know, it's good, bad, but I will stick with that relationship. I will try my best to make it work. Sometimes you can keep tabs on people in a positive way, where, for example, they might have mistreated you, you keep your boundaries, but you haven't forgotten them. And thus we have the Queen of Air, you know, Queen of Swords reversed. So it can be that you hold a level of maturity that is able to make you still love and keep the person in very good terms, despite you having like very strong and firm boundaries, which is something of a good reputation, and people seeing you as being very wise in that decision at the same time. Also, there was a feeling about this pile as being like some people might feel a bit of like feeling sorry, like for um, other demographics of people not seeing the spark, or not seeing the, not recognizing the value you provide. So I think that this pile is taking granted for a lot of good things, you know, and it's as if you deserve more. Like, the good people in your life are like, you deserve much more, like for the amount of the attachment and the involvement that you give in the relationship, you deserve far more than it is actually given to you. Now, for the line of who your lovers, supporters, fans, who they are, I saw some very interesting stuff in here. First of all, it's like The astronomer card, this could be like literally some practitioners of maybe magic, spirituality, or something along the lines of this. These are not regular people, so if you know them, then yeah, that's a confirmation. Very good and spiritual supporters, both physical and astral. Can be, by the way, that you have some very strong, like protective energies of like entities or maybe like spirit guides, can be as well, or friends from the other side. So if you're very spiritual and attuned, then you might be having like friends from that side as well. Uh, I wrote in here as well friends from very different backgrounds supporting and loving you. So, astronomer is definitely an interesting one because it feels to me like this is not the usual type of demographic that you'd be friends with. So, this could be even like you having friends from demographics such as like the different type of people. Like for example, someone can have like some interesting hobbies that people don't regularly like or don't regularly approve of, but you can be really friendly and take them into your group, and thus you have the like a lot of people that they usually get misunderstood, but you're very good friends with them and they can find like this connection or belonging with you. So this is very good. You have some very good protective like friends, like fans, or even like friends who keep you in good terms. This is like something you should be proud of, because I feel like the demographic in your friends list is very exotic, and it's like an achievement of sorts. Having like this quality of people in your life with different backgrounds is like indicative of some quality, a good quality in you that can be like praised, I think, in this situation. So it's like a very open-minded and broad type of an attitude when it comes to friends or people you are compassionate with. Okay, with astronomer, I cannot overlook this. Could be other readers, teachers, or practitioners of magic, tarot, prediction, divination, whatever. People with esoteric knowledge, information, people from the spirituality domain. Interesting, because let me check which is that card. Okay, it's the Waker. The Waker says in here awareness and reflection. It feels to me like you are friends with some very spiritual people, or you have some very spiritual relationships with people, or it could be that these people can be teachers, they could be preaching something, they could be like this could be practitioners of magic as well. But with awareness, what I like about this, it's like these are very highly spiritual ones, like highly aware of themselves. Um, Self-aware friends, or people, quality over quantity relationships, quality people or quality relationships, yeah. Diverse and expressive friends. I feel like, as I said, these are like quite different, like friends from different backgrounds, basically. Now, this is the part where I will be addressing the bad reputation, and I don't want you to be too focused on it because it doesn't have to be the reality. It can be a literal projection, and I think I just want you to delve into this one for the sake of you being aware of what's happening in the background, and good and bad things are equally as important in this case. So let's begin. You have the Judgment card. This could be that people see you as being afraid of something, either literal judgment from people, or being afraid of who you are, being afraid of showing who you truly are. Afraid as well of standing up for yourself, and therefore some people would consider that quality as being weak. But this is like not the actual truth of the matter. Okay. Some haters see an aspect of fear in you or want your downfall. I feel like with the Magician in reverse, especially it being in reverse, you have some people keeping tabs on you, and it's like spies. People gathering information, wanting to know what you're doing in life. Queen of Pentacles reversed is as if some people would like to know as exactly how much money you make, for them to have one more adjustment, or like reason to feel jealous over you, to compare themselves to you. So this is like bad rap, as well as nosy people, people trying to extort information about you, lots of negative gossip, and comparing you to some higher imaginative standards, and never being content with who you are. This is also aimless criticism, comparison in both life experience and money because of the Queen of Pentacles, like holding your value, worth, and judging you over the finances. Maybe it can be that they see finances as like representation of your worth, something like this, and it's like never enough, you know. It is never going to be enough. So if you have like let's say a sum of money that you make and they found out about it, they're going to compare you with something even higher, and therefore you're never going to be enough, you know. I will say who these people are in a second, and it's quite actually preposterous because, yeah, um, because of a card I saw, but I will get to it. Okay, nosy people trying to find info about what you're going to do in life in the future. A Four of Wands is like, was it the four? But yeah, I will make sure it's the Four of Wands. This could be that they want to find information about your future, what you're going to do in life, information about your intimate circle. This could be like family, close friends, lovers, people trying to really, really find things out. So this is very, you should be careful, by the way. Some actually, like, this will not be for everyone, and it's, as I said, take this with a grain of salt. Some people see you as being very juvenile or lacking experience or not enough. Like, you are, like, people seeing you as not being enough, or as I said, mindless comparison, you know. You've got in the bad rap people wanting to direct ill intent towards you with a whole orchestra of things I have told you, seeing you as being weak, strength comparison, and quite strange. Like, this is a very strange thing. I would definitely like find my peace, seek my peace, and really cut everything that comes to you as being like strange people who are like with very ill or strange intentions towards you, like with many questions. I would cut these people out. Now I will go into the what kind of people created this bad rap or who is like talking this stuff about you. You have the card of the Muse. I feel like this could be people. Let me check. Okay. I wrote in here haters from high society because of the Muse card, so this can as well be with it's like a Three of Cups kind of energy, very superficial friends. This could be acquaintances, this could be work related or even school related, university related. These are very light interactions of people, and they're like constantly in a race. People with very strange standards, beware of close friends with dubious intentions that compare themselves to you. Why am I saying that? Because of the Hound, which says loyalty, chains, and promises. This could be really old friends or friends with whom you've had good relationships in the past, but somehow, like, right now, it's not quite clear what's actually happening. So I would be very careful with the close proximity of like relationships, like best friends, if you have them, and if you don't quite understand what's happening and you feel something is off, then I would definitely advise you to listen to your intuition and actually cut these people out, because I feel like that this is going to be the most proper like answer to your situation, you know. Okay, a long-term relationships, people hating on you, older people. Okay, this comes with the foundation founder card, foundations community. Beware of older people, family members, toxic ones with like very old programming, imprinting, trying to, as I said, like see faults in you, see things that they see as like not appropriate, like what's wrong with you, you should be something else, you should be someone else, constantly finding faults in you. Like, I would cut these people out, definitely. And for the last, I wanted to say the energy for the haters is like a very stale, superficial energy, meaning that, as I said, old relationships, long-term old relationships that didn't work, or they were quite foggy, you didn't quite understand what was happening, and you can't quite point the finger on it, but you don't like these people. So I would be careful with that one. And with the founder, it's as if you cannot get rid of these people. With foundations and community, it's as if these people are either living with you in your close range, or this could be people like from your community that are really annoying, people not from your like, you don't vibe with them, you don't like them, but they somehow like live in the proximity. And this could also be family members, because obviously not all of them, not we cannot get rid of all of the toxic family members, but this could be that some individual cases where like it could be two or one that is particularly hating on you. So let's see. The last three cards, the teasing, the journey, and the hunter, is going to represent the evolution of your reputation. And I want to say this is a very positive and good forecast. It's an ever-changing, ever-expanding reputation in your case. It's a journey of life, changing the background of the people surrounding you and therefore changing your reputation as a result. People are going to yet be teased and surprised, annoyed by your progression in life. Treat all like a journey, and every step is honorable, no matter how high, low, or how you perceive it to be. Because even if we have problems, or even if we have like temporary setbacks, obstacles which seem unsurmountable, they're all a very honorable step in the game, and they're all equally as valuable as the highs. Like the lows are just as important as the highs are, because in the low spots you realize who you are not. And with this, it's like life is going to get so much better because you have so much ahead of you. I feel like you can still find spark, into your life. You can still find things that you'd like to achieve and to desire in general. And with the hunter, it's going to be like that attitude of I'm going about in life to gather and expand. And it's going to be something that's really annoying for your haters, particularly because they would like to see you in a very low spot. And they like to define you in very low, like, they like to define you in very low definitions. And in this case, it's like, how dare you change? How dare you actually expand? Also, some people in here are going to be judged as mediocre. This is something you cannot avoid, but I feel like in this case, it's not something you are particularly annoyed at, and like you cannot find your place, really. It's like the demographic can quite be toxic, and I would advise you to give them as little information as possible, and don't define yourself by the surroundings that you are placed in right now. And definitely treat yourself as being a person who's experiencing life and is not stuck at achieving something. I feel like you have to realize that you are the deal in this. Like you are the person, like you are like an avatar who's experiencing a video game where you actually gather points, and it's like the joy of the experience itself. And you don't have to worry about what are people saying, and all you have to do is filter these people out of your life. I think that's all I wanted to say for pile number two. If you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the future readings. Take care. Hello and welcome to reading pile number three. You chose the pink crystal. It's the smallest one for the reading. We have some very powerful stuff in here, pile number three. Those who chose this pile, I think this is going to be a special, very distinctive energy. And I think that this is very experienced energy. That means most likely you are someone who went in life and got some experience, and it's not like you're someone new to life. Even if you are like younger, that means you are perhaps wiser or wise beyond your years. This is the kind of energy I get, especially as well in the domain of your supporters. You have some very powerful people, a few of them, like few relationships, but quality oriented, very powerful ones. Let's start the reading, okay? We have the uptight in the general reputation, guardian, ace, the bride, the star, the queen of pentacles, and the weaver in reverse. I got the feeling that this pile got their life sorted out. Even with the Eight of Swords in here from the good reputation domain, I feel like in life you more or less have managed to organize the most important things, and now like luck follows you everywhere, or it's as if, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles, you're like proud of yourself, but not in like a very early stage of like being proud. With the Guardian, like I feel like this pile exudes a lot of serious energy, serious, like take me seriously. It's not even like you demand it, but it's like your presence demands it. And with this Queen of Pentacles representation, I feel like in life, even your difficulties have somehow managed to make you look even better, you know? And it's as if people are envying you for some aspects, but they don't know what you've been through. And it's like, I'm grateful. Like, it's a very grateful or gratitude type of card. And people are seeing that. People are seeing that you are a master of your own destiny. With the Ace, I feel like you have a lot of advantages in life. With the Star, it's as if, you know, either it is that people know or have known you for some time to know what you want and what you would like to achieve, and it's as if you have managed to achieve the things that you wanted to create for yourself, and thus we have this beautiful star card in the reading. With the bright card, it's from an oracle. There is a feeling of people really admiring and liking the fact that you are who you are, and it's like this is like a very integrity driven or integrity formed personality that you've got. Like you've got some very good reputation in this pile, and as well very powerful one. But still, with the uptight, I feel like this is both good and bad. It's not a huge deal of bad percentage in this reading, but it's as if with the uptight, it's like a barrier of sorts. So you are not as free, or you're not as freely letting people into your life, and you are more or less satisfied with what you've got, or at least this is the representation of your reputation, and people see you as very powerful. Okay, I think I want to go to the notes I have for this reading for me to be sure I'm covering everything. Weaver, very skilled. Okay, that was only the name of the card. Very skilled, reworked, powerful reputation. Because I got it in reverse for your pile, I feel like you're still tinkering with your fate, or you're still tinkering with some aspects in your life, but more or less they are being, many of your like life spheres are being seen as very advanced. Order and beauty in building it. So it could be that you even fell in love with the process of building your reputation, or building your life as in a more general sense, and you're like proud of it, you know. Sacred order, sacred reputation, cleanliness, orderly, hardworking. With the ace card, I wrote in here very good, highly esteemed, reputation, having advantage with the ace, seen as very serious, successful, and smart. Advantages or rare. It could be that you are having such an energy of standing out in the crowd, you know, that kind of thing. The bright card, bright future, bright possibilities, positive future. Rare, luxurious. This is basically what are people seeing in you, and it's like with the bright, it reminds me of the phrase like the bright future. It's like as if people see that you've got some very strong foundations, and still there is so much to grow, that they are like waiting to see what's in, you know, in your fate, you know, what's waiting for you in the future. Some very good stuff in here. Let's see what else. Rare type of a person, important, it could be even regal. It's like a feeling of specialness or important, you know, and it's not as if it's a very um it's not a very obvious, it's not like boasting type of energy. Because of this Queen of Pentacles, it's like you're not even trying, but you're shining, you know. A different, unique, could be even spiritual, sound, authoritative. Okay, with the Queen of Pentacles, I wrote in here, content with the level of their own self-confidence, knowing exactly what you're worth, being very highly esteemed, could be even at times bored or content with what you're outlining in life. It's as if, you know, maybe in the first phases of your life you felt like you were trying to prove, or maybe you tried to show the world, but right now it's like a little bit of a boredom energy, you know. And for some, wait, mm, it's as if being content or bored with what you've outlined so far, it's like I've been there, I've done that, so it is like kind of solved for me. So it's like for some people it could be seen as something very valuable. For example, it could be career, you know, could be good relationships, and for you, you could be grateful for it, but some people see it as a very, very good achievement. I wrote in here as well sedimentation or structure. Um, with a protection or guarded card, I forgot which one is it, but it's like a very like things got settled from a very long time. You know, it's like a feeling of structure, foundations in your life, status, or even status quo. Like status quo in this case would be like saving the power or saving the energy or saving the abundance that you've already created for yourself, and not like letting it wither away, something along the lines of this, you know. As well with the guardian, I felt like you are someone who is letting or a few people in their life. You could be very private, official. I wrote in here resourceful and picky. Okay, with a positive reputation, magician. I wanted to say that you feel like a loner to me. Maybe in the past you were a little bit more open, but still with the eight of air. That would be the eight of swords in reverse. It's like you've liberated yourself from some very from some very like limiting circumstances in your life. With the Hierophant in reverse, it's as if you have already given up on trying to perfect other people's lives, and you are more focused on your own well-being, happiness, and peace. And people are very like recognizing that you are recognizing the fact that you don't have to be intruded upon, and that you are, if you're going to give an advice, it is going to be given and it's going to happen once, you know, you're not going to be repeating yourself all over again. So it's like a very fortunate example of someone retreating, but saving their energy, saving their abundance for themselves, and being quite content with it at the same time. Like, I will not intervene if people are not asking me about it. That was the kind of energy I got. With a magician, I wrote in here, don't mess with pile number 3, self-aware or knowing a lot. That comes with a magician. It really reminds me of the hermit card. Independently living, not giving light or false advice, and rather offering it when someone asks or needs it. Um, as I said, like not offering things that are not required, not asked for. Knowing a whole deal but saying not as much out of boredom or amusement. It's like, you know, this feels like a very advanced stage where, you know, you're not no longer going to rescue people or give advice to everyone. Like, you want people to create this for themselves, and the word of mouth kind of confirms that, you know. Calmly stepping into life with confidence and tact, no rash decisions, sound foundations, uh, consecutive action, reinforcing steps slowly but steadily, skilled in slow pursuit. So you're not like that type of rush energy to jump into something and basically lose interest along the way. It's like a very steady and calm pursuit in life. You know, whatever it is that you're planning or stepping foundations for, it feels like it's going to be successful because it's not so fiery and either fiery on or on emotions. It's like very stable, very foundational, very, very like serious. Still slow, but it shows, like as I said, consecutive building up momentum type of action. I wrote in here something very interesting, like lost the appetite for superficiality, likes and admires quality, and is no BS. Cannot be easily impressed or surprised, content with what they are with, and will not go for anything lower. So you give me the energy, or people are seeing you as someone who is very like, I like expensive stuff, but not because I like the luxury for the sake of it, but because I appreciate something which is done with care, time, attention, and passion, you know? Could be that you are enjoying like foods of a quality type items, or even art. It could be that you're a lover of art, which is quite interesting, by the way. Uh, or you are seeing, or you are being seen as someone who's very refined, you know. We have the next category: fans, lovers, supporters. These are people who are on your side and who are building this good reputation as well. Very high caliber friends or relationships who support you. Sponsors or spiritual people who highly esteem you. These people also feel to me like they're a few, but they see your true value. Like it's a feeling like they could be in a very small number, but you can count on these people. This could be teachers because of the priest card. These could be very advanced people. This could be like friends who can be also very successful. People genuinely interested in you and what you have to say. And it's a feeling of even enemies turning to friends or admirers because they see this value that you exude. Sparking intrigue, being beyond the regular, few but quality relationships, and upfront ones. That means you don't stand for shady stuff, or you would rather keep people away who somehow deem themselves as not trustworthy, you know? So it's like a very, I feel like this pile has a very decisive energy, to be honest. Like, I have a feeling you have like both Hierophant cards in both haters and lovers, like bad and good reputation. It's like you don't stand for the middle ground. So you don't stand for mediocrity, you don't stand for um, superficiality. So that means if you have a person who has good and bad qualities, and you cannot quite be sure or certain who this person is, what they represent, and whether they are worth keeping, you'd rather like not keep them in life and accept like a middle ground where you don't understand your friends or enemies with this person. It comes with uptight energy, like with the card uptight there in the upper side of the reading, but it's like a very good decision. Like maybe you're not exposed to as many relationships or people, or you are private and you don't let as many people into your life, but at the same time, it's a feeling of, you know, this tactic has its own advantages. And I think you have a lot of people also admiring in the fan supporters type of thing, where they can look up to you and even count your advice in, or ask themselves whether they should be like looking at your perspective maybe, or even whether it should be that they have to ask you too, you know. It's that kind of energy, and it's like very strong foundational as well relationships. It's like a mirror of sorts, where how you are, this you attract, you know, in relationships. And it's like a very interesting thing. I've heard this happening, like you attract what you are, and it's like how you are attracts also your like tribe of sorts. And I cannot say these are a lot of people, and of course, refined people or people with certain qualities or working on themselves type of people, they're not as many, but I think this is the case of someone being proud of having a few they can count on. So these are like lifetime friends. These are also relationships that you are like certain this person is on your side. You know, you don't have second thoughts maybe, or you can trust them fully. So this also goes into the category of quality over quantity, and like you like to be certain and to have like people who are gonna work equally on the relationship. This is very good. Like and I feel like this pile, I think people see you as being very gifted. Either it is that you went in life to create this from like the start, and you were like building up the momentum, as I said. But with the Queen of Pentacles, I see either a lot of abundance, a lot of success, or a lot of like abundance, you know, can be expressed in different forms. So this could go and manifest itself as, especially with a star, like wish fulfillment, money, or literally it can be skills, a lot of skills, or you could be having a richness of character that later on like manifests itself as quality relationships maybe, or again money. You can be like someone who really worked on themselves throughout life, you know. Let's see what else we got in here. And it's as well a feeling of self-made, you know. This is not the type of a person, people are not seeing you as someone who was helped a lot. Even if you were helped, it's like as if the success you have already created was somehow done by your own like hand, you know. It's not like you really needed a lot of help along the way. Now, let's go to the part of the bad reputation. I think it's interesting because we have the Hierophant in here. I feel like you have a lot of competition, you know. Some people are really not liking the fact that you are different or that you are being placed where you are right now. Ace of Swords, this could go about like being intelligent and people envying that as well. I feel like for some great majority of people, what they're going to not like about you or the bad reputation is going to circle around the fact that they would like to find what it is that really worked for you and how it is that so many challenges built who you are. Like, I see some people in here like guessing and trying to really predict the downfall, but it's as if like, why did this person really change for the better, or why has this person managed to change and create even more abundance for themselves? And I feel like this is like from Three of Cups, people from like superficial relationships or like literal like gossip, haters, and all of the stuff like that. Like it feels to me like you're too deep, and people are not necessarily appreciating that. Like it's like people not knowing the difficulties you went through or the pains you had to endure for you to become who you are. And a lot of, again, like misunderstood is something that's coming from this reading and the other piles as well, like big time, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I feel like you are talked about a lot. Okay, that was the feeling. Okay, let's go to bad reputation. What I have written. Hateful and envious haters who will try to find bad information or rumors about you. People feeling down or inferior compared to you, seeing you as being way too confident with your highest rank, or seeing you as being egoic or prideful. This like pride comes into the reading very strongly. Um, People not liking to compare with you, people not getting it why or from where you know so much, sparking intimidation through knowing a lot or intimidating silent presence. And again, it's not as if you're trying, it's like a very, people just seeing a lot of triggers in you without it being your fault, whatever. Being smart but not bragging still, not interested in drama. So some people are really hating on the fact that you are so serious and that you're not delving into the drama sides of life, you know? Mm, okay, let's see who your haters are. Like, I want you to create this section specifically to find out the assassin reversed, the acolyte, the aspirant reversed, and yeah, these are the three cards. I feel like this is like grudges. I feel like these are grudges types of people who couldn't say a lot or who had something to say to you but they didn't have the courage. With the acolyte, I feel like these are very small relationships or people with whom you had to interact with, but it was like a circumstance of life. So this could be as well work related, this could be acquaintances, this could be friends of some enemies or friends from friends or really unclear relationships. And overall, I don't feel like this. With the aspirant, we have in here ambition, diligence, and setbacks. I feel like a lot of people are seeing things that they would like to achieve, and they see that you have done this, and they would like to approach you in a way, ask you why, but ask you how you achieved it, but it's as if their pride is getting in the way. I think with the new projects learning from the Acolyte card, I feel like you have a lot of people trying to study you or trying to find out who it is that enlightened you or made you who you are without realizing that, you know, it's your own life experiences. Like, I feel a strange thing as if people are like, we don't believe that they did it on their own, you know? And with the assassin, I feel like these could be like sour relationships, this could be as well exes, this could be failed relationships in the past, or really envious people. So I would be careful of that. I don't think you should be caring too much about it because I feel like you have a lot of energy centered already onto your life, and this is not quite relevant to you. But I think I created it for just entertainment. I feel like with the star, it's like you've got some very good achievements into your life, and either qualities, achievements, things you wanted to cultivate in on your own. And it's like, some people are seeing that and they are like asking themselves, how can they achieve the same thing? Okay, for the evolution of your reputation, we have the trendy, the forgotten, and the jewel. For the forgotten, we have missed opportunity, fear of failure. Think that people will get over the negativity in your case. With the trendy and jewel, I feel like you will still retain your status and you are going to even more so like powerfully refine yourself, follow your visions, follow your North Star, especially with the star card here. And I feel like you don't have to worry. Like specifically, this pile doesn't have to worry about anything when it comes to your reputation. And I don't think that you are, because the less you try to impress people, the less you try to work on your reputation, the better it gets. Like the more focused you are on yourself, the more trendy, like the more appreciated you are. Because I feel like this pile has a lot of individuality in this case, and it's something that's making you very different, as if the general demographic is seeking approval for their successes, or as if, in this case, it's a feeling of people trying to set themselves like some sort of milestone or challenges for them to prove their worth. And in your case, either it is right now or it will be in the future that you're going to just create goals and achievements for you because you enjoy living and not because you have to prove anything. So I think this is a very positive. I'm doing my happiness type of combination of cards, and your reputation really looks good if we are to look in the forecast type of um, key of the reading. I wanted to say, because I wrote in here, I feel like you've managed to free yourself from a lot. Either it is financial, relationship problems, or others, with the Eight of Swords being reversed. So it's like a feeling of, I was struggling, but it's over. And right now I'm like living the actual fruits of my labor, that kind of energy, I got from the reading. So that was all pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Like, I'm really interested to see who is pile number 3 because it's very, very powerful gratitude energy in here that's coming through. And it's also, I've been through life, seen a lot type of energy, and people are seeing you as very high status. So I'm very intrigued to know who that is. If you want, you can drop just the number of the pile. This is just interesting. I really love the community type of atmosphere that's creating itself in the comments because it's so, so endearing to see people like resonating with the messages. Yeah, I think that's all pile number 3. Hope to see you in the future readings. Bye. Hello, pile number 4. You have the light blue crystal. I think I will go into the details of the notes I have been taking for your pile, and then I will complete the reading with something else that comes about like midway. We have the card Diviner and Divine Timing Evaluation being written on it. It feels to me like you're a person who has a good reputation, but not at first. Also, it feels to me like people see you as all or nothing type of mentality, or having like lots of potential in oneself, or seeing it in others, or trying to help others uncover it. So people see you like the diviner card really, like if I were to look at it, it's like the seed of the potential in here. And it's as if, you're not what you seem at first, and it's as if you're someone who has like layers of personality that need to be revealed to the world, but this doesn't happen usually, and I feel like people jump to conclusions too quickly. And in your case, like I feel like the general reputation for you is going to gravitate towards one that's more negative, rather than positive, because people kind of see the facade and buy into it as it being like the whole story, you know. We have some very like competitive, or I would say even like negative cards in this case, but it's not what it seems. As I said, like we have the antagonistic, the abandoned, the spiteful, and painting. I think we're dealing in here with a person who is playing roles, you know, and it feels to me like with the abandoned, it's as if you've had some experience in the past that made you like build a personality that you have up front, you know. We have as well the Six of Wands. It's a card of victory and a card of as well ego or accomplishment. So I feel like you are someone in the world. By the way, I think the world card like talks about publicity in here, or as if, you know, the general reputation of yours, like it's so not about you for some of you. Like it's such a facade, and it's not even like it's not about you. I'm not saying it isn't, but it's like as if you have to uncover the true story, you know? And it's like the facade is really the shell of the seed, and who you truly are is like this plant that rises and grows as a result of this seed blossoming, you know? Okay, I feel like this is a very dynamic pile as well. Um, I think you are as well a growth person because of the representation of that card. For some, this could be that you are like a psychologist friend, or you're really introspective, or you know a lot. You know, this could play out as well. Seeing potential in yourself or others. I told you about that already. Capable of great stuff. Strategic, deep, thoughtful, intelligent mastermind. Should change happens over time. It could be that you are a person who's more like on a journey mentality, even though at times it feels to me like you would be someone to focus on results, you know. But it's as if, you know, a cause consequence type of person. That means you are very, very calculated, really. And it could be even that you are cautious, you know. With abandoned, I want to say you feel to me, or you feel like the situation feels like people are seeing you as a loner, like the lone wolf, someone who would rather like live and thrive in solitude, really independent. But it's not really the truth of the matter. Okay, it's like, as I said, facade. I will delve into deeper aspects because what I'm about to uncover will go into the good reputation, and I really like what I see there because it's so fantastically like the opposite, like and not in the bad way, by the way. On their own mind, you know, has their own style or method of going about and doing things in life. Stubborn, alone, but happy. Like it's as if people like see, or you convince yourself that you are really content and happy on your own. Antagonistic but cute, you know, that's something I wanted to write in here for some reason. Sometimes likes to prove themselves. Sometimes what you say happens and you can be ahead of the game, you know. I think this is really good, but it's also an aspect of pride in here that plays itself out, especially with a Six of Wands energy. Competitive against the odds, it's as if like I don't care if people don't believe in me, I believe in me, I believe in my cause, and then therefore I will follow it even if I will remain alone as a result. Yeah, very intense, by the way, like a very intense facade. What can I say? You played really well. Challenges, oh my god, challenges thrown at you. So I think this is the case where people believe that you were or are someone who didn't have it all easy in life, you know. As well, I said that already, prideful, and this could be a shadow. If it's not, then yeah, it's not about you. That's completely fine. But if you can recognize that as being true, then I think you can know yourself better. I think it's good to delve into both light and shadow aspects, so it's really just feedback about yourself, and if it's not, then yeah, it's a general reading, I guess. I wrote in here as well imaginative. With the world card, I think that you think a lot about the way in which you are being presented to the world, a very public type of person, or someone who's really working on their reputation. Perfectionists. You against the whole world, and someone who likes to debate, you against the whole world. It's like that type of thing where, I will go about doing what I want. That was the feeling I got. Loves and cares to build reputation and status, wants publicity. I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't had like a um milestone in that already, even if it is not like traditionally a milestone. But I feel like you have a lot of people thinking about you in like a very um keeping a good reputation type of way, expression of self with the world card as well. It's like I want to show the whole world what I am, who I am, what I know, and what I don't like and like, with the artist, I would feel inclined to say that you are very unique and artistic or creative. As I said, imaginative, creativity in here I wrote. But as well, someone who likes to go into debates and to compare yourself and the world to you, against the world, all scenarios. A good, but at the same time, a very stubborn friend. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the good reputation. Um, I wrote in here very friendly, reasonable, and caring. By the way, I want to say why I'm saying this. We have some very strange yet interesting cards because we have very like water energy in here, and it's an upright on top of things. I feel like deep inside you're really fluffy and sensitive and warm, but you really don't like to get hurt. So as a result, you build this facade or this shell, you know. What I wrote in here is very friendly, quite reasonable, and caring for the people who know you closely. Practically the opposite of the bad stuff and the general rep. That's in the general reputation what I described. Like it kind of goes into the opposite. Like people who really know you well, they can dissect, they can go through, they can go in and beyond your facade. That was the kind of feeling I got with these two cards, which are very peaceful, sensitive, and childlike. But I feel like you're protecting fiercely these parts, which is completely fine, but it's something that just wanted to pop itself up in the reading. Okay, inner child. Um, Friendly. It could be that you have a very expressive inner child or a very open expression to that, but it's really rare that you show it to the world or to some selective people, of course. Secret club of emotions, like that kind of energy. Friendly, collaborative, even cooperative or obedient when in love, or has the willingness to withstand things if they love someone. So that means you can be tolerating people that you really love, and it's quite interesting. Or you can be very forgiving for the sake of love, which is also valuable, but see that it doesn't go into abusive ways, onto yourself. A good type of resistance. So it could be that you are, as I said, forgiving, taking on things, even like bad stuff, but still holding on to people, wanting to see the good in them. If you're attached to someone, then you see the good in them, and therefore, you don't want to just go away and not work on the relationship. Fluffy, warm, and soft, sensitive, but in secret, when nobody knows, basically. Very loyal at the same time. I think I said that already. Now we're going to go, who are your friends, supporters, lovers, whatever. I feel like with the twins card being reversed, you have a best friend or a similar person in mentality or in many ways, or in the way of being. I feel like this could be also community, tribe, belonging, people from that kind of category. Lots of friends from different places, backgrounds, and I feel like these people are really harmonious, focused on well-being and not drama or like bad stuff. Harmonious and well-being focused relationship and acquaintances. I feel like in here there could be quarrels with this twin type of card being reversed, but I feel like you can work your things out, or it's really a compatible example of two people possessing the opposites. When, if, for example, you could be really like, let's say someone is really emotional and the other person is really focused on the mind, or has this ability to separate, from emotions. And it's as if, you are really well combining these two energies and you're really completing each other. I feel like with the witch in here, you might have a lovers, friends, or lovers like enemies type of energy, or from lovers to haters, a person who's really on your side, but like officially this is like a bad person, bad relationship, whatever. Okay, let's see. From haters, yeah, let's go first with the bad reputation, or let's go into haters because it will make sense along the way. First of all, let me say which cards are these, and I feel like you're proving yourself a lot from the good general reputation, Okay, with the haters, we have the Catalyst, which says radical changes, taking control, the Wise One, tradition, order, and the Shepherd, celebration and family. This is quite interesting, by the way. I feel like we are dealing in here with a control freak from your haters group. For some, it is a really manipulative, power-hungry person or really family member, because I saw in here, which one was it? The wise one, tradition and order. It's as if someone older than you or someone who's from the family list. And with the shepherd in reverse, it's as if it was supposed to be that you are going to be obedient. Or it was like expected of you to be really obedient, but you weren't. That was the kind of energy I got. Also, it feels to me like it's a heavy influence. You cannot get rid of this person, or it could literally be a family member. It could be a toxic parent relationship, or it could be a distant family member who's judging you and talking bad stuff about you. Also, it could be that it is a conservative person, a know-it-all person who wants your obedience, family member who has expectations over you without you even perhaps knowing it. Okay, with a bad reputation, we have in here a very rebellious energy, and it's as if you're not listening, you're rebellious, you're on your own mind, and you never listen. You never listen to anyone else, and this doesn't have to be objectively true. This is the energy I got from the read. You are not attentive, and you have a very separative like nature or something like this. You're not living a life you're supposed to, or you do wrong decisions. Bossy, nosy energy. You're not right and I'm wrong. Sorry, you are wrong and I'm right. That kind of energy, like someone really playing zero-sum games with you. And it's a very also dominating presence, and also as I said, it's an energy you cannot get rid of. So it could be a relationship or it could be a person always dictating the actual rules. And it's really weird because I feel like this is not right, but it's like nothing happens, it doesn't change. We haven't here someone really thinking that you're doing wrong decisions and you're going into wrong directions, or you have wrong ideas in your life and you let them spoil or ruin your future. Okay, you might be passive, like this is also someone seeing you as being really passive or not doing the right choices or being afraid of change or not taking responsibility. For swords being reversed, death card being reversed. It's as if some people are out there thinking that you should be doing something else. Like if they were in your shoes, they would see how clearly you should be acting, and basically you're not. So it's like a lot of criticism that's coming from the bad reputation, or like what should have happened, what should have been done, and you didn't do it. A lot of unactualized potential you're not using, and you're supposed to blindly follow the rules and traditions. This is also going to play itself out as, for example, parents who try to make their children go into some very specific directions, like go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, or whatever. And it's like you have to really be someone who's really strong in their identity to know and dictate your own rules. Okay, um, I feel like as well with the wise one and the catalyst and the shepherd, like I feel like these people are high status, or at least they think that they are, or they could be older than you, and therefore they have this basically the mentality that you are to be guided, and like you really should listen, and it's like I know better, like I know what's best for you and you shouldn't be doing that. Or if you, like I feel like a lot from the bad reputation comes the information of You know, if you were to do things as I said, you wouldn't have gotten yourself into so much trouble. And it's so like conflicting. It's so like you have to separate from that kind of energy, you know. For some people, these people are really like, for some people who are gonna watch this video, these influences are not easy and you cannot quite get rid of them. But there are options still for you. Okay. I feel like you are also being judged and really criticized for the fact that you have developed this like shell or impermeable personality of independent person, and it's something that they really don't like. And as well, like someone who they are really afraid that you are going to go into your own ways and be successful. And if you're going to be successful, it's as if like you're going to be proving them wrong. It's like an attack, you know, it's like an attack on their own persona or own wisdom. It's like they don't want to be judging themselves by you being successful, and therefore, you know, you have to stick to the rules. Okay, I feel like this pile does have to explore themselves quite a lot, or you are in the beginning of your journey of self-exploration, and it feels to me like with the spiteful card, you still have to let go of a lot of fear and past luggage and people like criticizing you. That has to go away in some sort of sense where you're not even going to entertain it, or you're not going to be attracting it somehow. But it's as if your identity will have to dissolve. And with the spiteful antagonistic, it's like you'll have to recognize the hurt aspects within you, and you're going to outgrow this identity. You know, it's as if you're going to grow so much that you're going to even forget about the spiteful antagonistic aspects of yours, and you're going to drop the facade and really embody a very balanced, sensitive and attentive, yet like very guarded, self-confident energy. Like I feel like the emotional unfolding is going to happen for you in a very steady but surely, you know, type of pace for you. But with the Six of Wands, it's like for a very long time you haven't been given the opportunity to speak your mind, to say that your truth. You know, it's like as if you are fighting still for air to for air in the room. Like with the stars, I feel like you should have been given some space for expression. You should have been given a lot of space, understanding, love for expressing who you are. And it's as if like your parents or your upbringing was full of expectations and predetermined rules and trajectories, and these were not necessarily because they wanted you to be successful, but because they were afraid of their own failure and the reputation that they are going to get as a result. You know, that was the kind of energy I saw anyways. We have in the evolution of your reputation, and I want to say like your reputation is going to branch off and you're going to be successful, or you're going to have a level of fulfillment which is going to shut a lot of mouths. You know, you're going to be proving a lot of people wrong, and I feel like you don't have to worry as much about your reputation right now because of the Smith in reverse. It's like sometimes maybe you think about even about it like too much. Okay, we have duck, money, anchor, holiday. And I felt like with the duck and the money, I feel like you're going to have a situation where you will receive success or money, and it's going to shut a lot of mouths. And with the duck, you're going to feel a much more or a greater sense of ease or relief, you know, as a result of you not caring, but genuinely this time, or these people no longer having an influence over you. I feel like with the holiday, it's like um, a very easy feeling, a very I don't care. You can live with your own expectations and projections. I'm living my own life. I'm living my own happiness, you know. If it's envy there, if it's criticism, it's not going to bother you. Like, it's going to be something so unimportant that you are going to forget about it, and you're going to be focusing on your own happiness, okay? Let's see what I wrote in here, because this is the last paragraph for this reading. As I said, with money, you're going to shut a lot of mouths, and it's going to be a shock for some people because they didn't believe you all the way through. I feel like with the holiday, I wrote in here as well, take a break, or you will have to take a break, or life will be a leisure, or you'll live a life of leisure and passion, and you will believe in your own guidance, direction, and you're going to as well win in your own way. And the winnings or the victories that you are going to accomplish as a result are going to be only a confirmation that you were right all along, you know? So yeah, I feel like you have to yet uncover who you truly are with the stars. Like you have to uncover what you wanted from the beginning, like from your childhood. What did you want? What did your interest guide you, and in which direction, you know? And you don't have to even like with the strength reversed in the good reputation, you don't even have to comply, or you don't even have to feel scarcity in the relationships. I feel like you still have to keep on onto the soft parts of you and don't forget about their existence and importance in general, because they are very essential in close relationships. But I feel like you don't have to withstand a lot for love. You have to really love yourself enough to let people go, and if they don't care or if they don't happen to treat yourself well, even if they like injure you, you have to, even if they love and still hurt you as a result or unconsciously do so, it's not wise thing to take on like a lot of abuse or to take on a lot of negativity and say like I love that person so much that I'm going to be closing my eyes to it. Okay, so that was all pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm really interested to know who the pile number 4 is, because that's quite interesting because the energies are so complex. Yeah, um, I guess that's all. I would be grateful to know if it helped you, and if it did, like yeah, I'm not gonna be forcing people. I don't like forcing people to comment, but it's like very exciting to know that it resonated, or if it didn't, that's completely fine. So yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Take care.